Hi guys.
Hi guys, we missed last week. We apologize.
Last week, sorry.
Last week was family day, so we just literally chilled.
Yes, we did. So, today we're going to be talking about how to apply for a study or work permit. We're going to use a study permit just for the example. We're going to walk you through it. We're going to show you step by step on screen how to do that.
Particularly what to upload. A lot of persons, we get a lot of questions around what to upload, persons sending documents that they don't need to send and kind of overproducing, which can work against you. We've seen it in a lot of cases. So today, Babe primarily is going to be taking you through the application process for a student permit, right, Babe?
Study permit.
Study permit, right?
It's the same process for the work
Right.
permit.
So he's going to try and get you to the point of the checklist.
The checklist, yes.
So the checklist is what you use to guide you in
to what to provide.
Right. What IRCC requests of you. So
in terms of documentation.
In terms of documentation. So that way you're not overproducing or underproducing, and you know what the checklist is. Because even when we're talking to persons and we reference the checklist, they're not quite sure what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I hope you find this video helpful. And as usual, subscribe, leave your comment, tell a friend, share the video.
And the checklist isn't what you see online. It's what comes at the end after you answer all the preliminary questions.
Yes.
We're going to show you that and follow that when you're applying for your study or work permit. All right, so follow along and we hope you will understand what we're doing. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to just drop them in the comment section.
In the comments.
And we'll be happy to answer them for you. First, you go to canada.ca, which you see here. If you're an English speaker, select English. If French, select French. We're going to select English. And then we're going to go to Immigration and Citizenship. What you want to do when you're applying for a study permit is to sign in or create an account to apply online. So you do that. What you will select here is you don't have an account, register, right? Click register. You have two options to use a GC key or a sign-in partner. Of course, a sign-in partner is a Canadian bank. If you're applying from outside of Canada, you don't have a Canadian bank account, your option will be to apply with a GC key. So right here, you will click register with a GC key. And you're going to create one. You're going to go to sign up over here, accept the terms, create a username, continue. Username is incorrect, so you will see that come up as well if you need more. And they give you over here, they will show you what your username needs to be, uppercase, lowercase, French character, digits, special characters. So I'm just going to go with Damian81.
Still giving.
And it's still giving me an error. What am I missing? Special characters. So I'm going to go with Damian_81. That was accepted. So you will also need to go through that as well. So select a username with a uppercase, lowercase, special character, and digits. Okay, a strong password. They will tell you what the password needs to contain over here as well. So I'm going to select a password. And you see here, I have a medium strength password, which is fine. And then I'm going to have to input that password again. Right? As you can see over here, everything is filled out. Password is proper. Click continue. You will then need to input security questions. So they'll give you a drop-down list, your first pet's name, whichever question you want. I'm just going to put
Dog style.
doggy. I don't know. And then I'm going to do my memorable person.
It can't be that hard. I'm sitting right beside you.
Yeah, maybe I could just do memorable person. Oops, Tasha. And then put mine just as the hint. It may be an easy hint, but yeah, then you're going to put a memorable date. Just going to use my birthday for this one. And then
Birthday.
I'm going to put entry on Earth, right? Just for the hint. So you just select the questions that you want, put the answers in, and then you continue, right? Email address. I'm just going to use this one. And this is a mock account just to show you what to do. Confirm email. And you can always create another email for this purpose, right? But you have to have a valid email. If you look on the email checklist on the right, it has to be valid, match the confirm email address, and be unique, right? So this is my email address. So if you don't have one, or you want to create a new one, you can do that and use that one for this purpose. Continue, and username and my password to verify that. Confirmation code, so that was sent to my email. So I'm going to check my email. I got the code, so I'm just going to put that code in. All right. So that code is in, that was sent to my email. Continue, and that was done. Continue here, and then, all right, so everything I just did, username, password, confirming the email, were all done successfully. Clicking on continue here, and it's going to take me back to the home screen, right? So notice this screen is a different screen. It's cic.gc.ca, no problem. It's right here. Click on English. It will take you back in. Then you go back to the same link to sign in or create an account. I just created the GC key, so I'm going to click on this option. If you don't have a GC key, remember, you need to register as I just did. But now that you have your GC key, you're going to sign in using that GC key. Terms and conditions, you must accept them to continue. You can read them if you wish. Accept. And then you're going to now create your account that you're going to use to complete your permit application. So my given name, put your given name here. Oh, that's your first name and your last name. Your email address, which I just used. And then the preferred language to receive notifications from IRCC is English. Continue. And then you're going to create security questions. You have to create these for yourselves. It's different from the ones you just did to create your GC key. I'm going to just select a question here. Let me see. Favorite food. And I'm going to put there
Oxtail.
Oxtail. And then here, favorite place. And I'm going to put home. And
Office.
then favorite person, I'm gonna put wife. And then I'm gonna put best trip.
Ooh,
And I'm
what's
gonna
that?
put Rockies.
Ooh.
Right? So I've selected security questions and then the answers. Continue. I've received an error here on the screen. The question you have inputted is invalid. Your question must contain at least 10 characters. So I'm going to put what is, right? What is your. So as you go through, they will correct you when something else is needed, and that's something you should pay attention to. So as you go through to create these questions and answer questions, they will usually highlight the errors in red, as you can see here at the top of the screen, right? So I'm just going to make sure, not what is your favorite person, but who is, right? All right, so let's try this. That went through. And now you see that I have created my account on the Government of Canada's website to apply for a study permit. My name is at the top. My name's at the top, as you can see here. And everything is ready to go, right? The next thing, after you create your account, the next thing you should do is apply to come to Canada. That's the next thing. That's after creating your GC key. Then you create your free account. You select apply to come to Canada. Click on that. And now you're going to go through a bunch of questions. Please enter your personal reference code. I don't have one. So I'm going to come down here. I do not have a personal reference code. So I'm going to determine my eligibility to apply online. What am I applying for? A visitor visa, study and or work permit. First option, click on that. And then you're going to go through a few questions. This is how it starts. What would you like to do in Canada is the first question. Study. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? You're going to stay temporarily, more than 6 months, right? And then select the code that matches the one on your passport. I'm Jamaican, a citizen of Jamaica. So I'm going to scroll through and find the code, Jamaica. You will scroll through and find the code that matches your country. What is your current country or territory of residence? If you're present in Canada, you should select Canada. So just for this example,
You're outside.
I'm going to select Jamaica again. So I'm selecting Jamaica here. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident? Most persons don't. Depending on if you do have, you select yes. If you don't have, select no.
I'm going to go with no.
For this example, I'm going to go with no. Right? Date of birth, I'm going to select that. 1981, November 24. Right? And then I'm going to go next. Right? Continuing, are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? That is no. Next. Have you been accepted to a designated learning institution? Now, by this stage, you have applied for school and you have received your LOA, your letter of acceptance, right? So you will select for this answer, yes, because we're applying for a study permit. And by this stage, when you're creating your account, you should have received acceptance from a DLI, right? So, yes. Next. What is your marital status? If you're married, select married. If you're divorced, select the appropriate answer for that. I'm going to select married. And the province of destination is the province where your school is located. So for this, I'm just going to select
Alberta.
British Columbia. And that's where we are. Or, yeah, let's do Alberta, right? Yeah, just for this example. Then we're going to go next.
Oh, baby, skin is so soft.
So the results based on the information you provided, the results indicate whether you may be eligible to come to Canada. So based on the answers I just provided, I am eligible to apply for a study permit. I am eligible to come to Canada as a student, right? Right? So once you answer those preliminary questions, it will tell you what you are eligible to apply for. And this is what we want, a study permit, right? Click continue. And it says we're almost there. Now, here is where you're going to create your personal checklist,
Yes.
right? This is the point where you create your personal checklist, right? A few more questions and then you'll see it. Continue. Do you have a valid work permit or a study permit and need a visa to return to Canada? Answer is no, because you're applying for one, right? Next. Are you an exchange student? No. Is work an essential component of your studies? For this, I'm going to say no. Are you a spouse, common law partner, or child of certain skilled worker or a certain full-time international student that has or will have status in Canada? No. This answer for the principal applicant, the person who is applying for the study permit, the answer to this is no. However, when the spouse of the international student is applying, this will be yes, right? When the spouse or the child is applying, this answer will be yes. So depending on who you are, for the principal applicant, the answer is no, right? And it will ask you if you're a recipient of a Commonwealth scholarship or recipient of full bursary, right? They'll ask you that. A participant in a Canada Aid program for developing countries. If you are one of these, you select yes. For this example, I will select no. And you continue. Are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada or has recently been approved to come to Canada? For the principal applicant, I would select no for this one. However, for the spouse, after, for example, my wife got her permit, the answer for this would be yes, right? But for the principal applicant, this would be no, right? It depends on your situation. Next, have you ever committed, been arrested, or been charged or convicted of any criminal offense in any country? For me, no. Depending on your situation, you answer appropriately. And do not lie in this application. Okay, very important. Do not lie. Click on next. Have you had a medical exam performed by an RTC authorized personal physician within the last 12 months? If you have, you select yes. If not, you select no, right? And because if you are traveling to Canada during COVID, the answer to this would have to be yes, because it was mandatory to get that medical exam done before coming to Canada. I think those restrictions have since been dropped. So depending on where you're coming from, this may be required. But for this example, I'm selecting no. Then I'm going to select next. Have you visited or lived in any one of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in the last year? And you can click on the question sign if you're not sure, and it will show you, and you can find out the list of designated countries here. Click on this link and it will take you to that, right? If you're not sure of what the question is asking, click on this question sign right here and it will explain it further. For this example, No, I haven't been to any of those designated countries. Click next. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? Again, depending on your situation. If the family is applying together, if you're applying with your spouse or children, you select yes. If not, you select no. For this example, I'm selecting no. Next question, are you giving someone access to your application? If you are using a consultant, then the answer to this will be yes. You're appointing a representative, or you grant authorization for IRCC to release your application information to another person. Yes, both appoint representative and grant IRCC the permission to release information to someone else, or no. Depending on your situation, select the appropriate answer. For this example, the answer is no. I'm doing the application by myself. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprints or photo biometrics for an application to come to Canada? If you have, click yes. If you haven't, click no. Click on next. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying your fees, or are you fee exempt? Based on the answer, choose the appropriate thing. For most persons, and for this example, yes, I'll be paying my application fees. And for that, you will need a authorized debit or credit card. Are you able to make a digital copy of your documents, which at this point you should have made all copies of the bio page of your passport, you have your digital photograph, etc. Answer, yes, you can make copies of your documents. Click on yes. Will you be paying your application fees online? To pay online, as I mentioned earlier, you can use a credit card, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, JCB, China Union to pay, or a Visa debit or debit MasterCard, right? You will need one of those cards to pay online. For this example, the answer is yes. Click on next. Right here, you get a summary of all the answers you provided, and you get a chance to review your answers and to edit using this button over here. You can edit your answers for the different sections, right? If you need to. You go through, review your answers, and then you click on continue once you are satisfied. Click on continue, and it will give you instructions here how to submit your application. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and it gives you detailed instructions what document formats are accepted: PDF, JPEG, TIFF, DocX. And then finally, you will pay your fees. So all the instructions are here from step 1 to step 4, how to submit your application online. Okay? Once you read through this and you're ready to continue, click on continue. So here we are. Now, folks, this is the point that tricks many people. Many people have trouble with this. This is your document checklist. Finally, after you create your GC key, create your free account, and answer all those questions appropriately, you get to your checklist. This is your checklist. Okay? This is your checklist. First, you need to download this form. Okay? If you're not sure, click on this question sign and it will explain the form to you. You download the form using Acrobat Reader, you fill it out appropriately, and then you upload, click upload file. Once you're done, okay? When you click on upload file, it will take you here and you click on choose file. You select the place on your computer where you have the completed form. You select it. You will click upload and it will come here and you will click on upload file. Okay, for this example, I'm going to click cancel. Now this is your checklist. Once you have this form, IMM 1294. Completed, you upload it. Good. Supporting documentation, your letter of acceptance. The most important thing, one of the most important things, right? So at this stage, you would have received your acceptance letter from the school. Proof of finances, proof that you have enough funds to pay your school fee, which is your bank statement, because you need to prove that you can pay your school fee. Or you have a sponsor, whichever applies to you, you will upload that document here. Your digital photograph, you click on this question sign, and it will tell you the exact details of your photograph. And by this stage, you would have taken your photograph and you have it scanned on your computer and ready to upload. And you can also tell the photo studio you want a digital copy. You upload that photo here, and then your family information form, which is a very short form that you also download, fill out, and upload here. Okay. Optional documents you will need to upload is this form, because you will need also the visa to travel. This is the application for a temporary resident visa made outside of Canada. You fill this out, you upload, and anything else that's required.
So you're seeing clearly what is needed. Scroll back up, honey. You're seeing clearly supporting documents. Those are a must. You must upload these documents.
Yes.
And then as Babe scrolls down, optional means you don't have to upload these documents. Right. We've spoken to several persons regarding this. Is the idea that they need to provide a letter of explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So you explaining why you want to come to Canada and writing a thesis. No, ma'am. Please don't. Folk, remember, if you notice, each section has somewhere that you have to upload the document, right? If there isn't a section provided for you to upload the document, there's nowhere for you to put it. Okay? So follow this checklist. This is the reason we're doing this video. Follow exactly what's on it. Even for the optional documents, follow what's there. If you don't see, for example, a letter of explanation, please do not write a letter of explanation.
Correct.
If after you've submitted everything and the IRCC officer looks over and they're not satisfied and they need additional documents, they will send you an email at the email address you would have provided. You saw Babe doing that. And they will communicate via that medium to say, hey, we're not satisfied. Could you provide a letter of explanation or whatever else they need, right? And at that point, you would provide that. Stop providing things and stress out yourself. And what I find is that people read everything on the internet and watch every video. We always say, watch our video with a grain of salt. Do your own research. All right? They watch every video and they read everything, and then they confuse themselves about the different documentations that are required to be provided to IRCC to support your application. Again, follow this checklist that Babe just walked you through.
This is the checklist. You will go online and you will search for a checklist, and they will provide a list of things even on the government website. However, this is the official checklist that you will use to upload the required documents.
And everyone's checklist will look different
depending on your situation.
Right. So you saw before, what got Babe to this point is the answers that he gave to those questions. Had he answered differently, then the checklist would look different. Right? Your checklist will be
specific to you.
Thank you.
Yes. Follow this. What is not asked, what they don't ask for, do not provide. As Tasha just mentioned, provide all of these things, right? And then I would recommend filling out this one. But anything else is not required. And then you will see how much you need to pay. Remember, I answered no to biometrics. I didn't do my biometrics to come to Canada. So this is one of the fees I'll pay. Okay. And then you will do your biometrics at one of the visa application centers closest to you, wherever you are. Okay. That's where you will do your biometrics. But this fee will be paid here on this website. Very important. Do not pay money to any agent anywhere for your application. You will pay your fee online right here, obviously. Okay? The study permit fee is 150 Canadian. The biometric fee is $85. Total $235. That's all you need to pay to apply for your study permit. That's all you need to pay. Again, if you're coming with spouse or children, this fee will change and the documentation will be a longer checklist. Okay, if you're coming with family members. Once you have uploaded all the documents here successfully, your main form and all supporting documents, you will see a button appearing here to say pay now, or continue to payment. That button will appear once you have successfully uploaded all the required documents. But again, folks, this is your checklist, and your checklist comes after you have answered all the questions that I just went through.
And also, please don't go on to canada.ca and just type in the search bar checklist, because there are many different types of applications that goes to IRCC: student, visa, worker, refugee, whatever it might be, right? So you will get a plethora of checklist that's not applicable to you. Again, follow this video, go right through, answer the question specific to a student visa, if it is that is what you're applying for. All right, follow the steps that we just showed you here. So don't just go on canada.ca and go to the search bar and put in checklist, because you'll see all sorts of checklists. This is the checklist you want to see, and this is what you want to follow.
Just want to read this here. This is the list of documents you need to submit in order to apply.
We're doing this video because we would have gotten quite a number of persons that have contacted us, and we're happy to help. But we notice a common pattern in persons not knowing what the checklist is, but taking information from everywhere else about what it is that they need to provide, right? So we're doing this to clear that up, and so you have a visual as well as our beautiful voices explaining what the checklist is and where you can find it and how you get to that point. So I hope this video was helpful.
So guys, we just walked you through the step-by-step process to apply for your study or work permit. Follow that. That was from the official website. Create your JC key, 1. Create your free account, 2. And you have some questions in there to answer. And they're going to validate your email by sending a code there. And then you will go through the preliminary questions to get to your official checklist. We hope that you have gotten information. This was step by step. We walked you through it just to help you to see where you should go, what you should do, exactly how you should do it.
Yes, guys, follow the information. I normally say take our videos with a grain of salt, but we took you through the actual website. And again, we did this because it's a common question that we get in terms of documents that need to be submitted to IRCC. As I said before, persons look everywhere except where they need to look. They listen to everything except to who they need to be listening to. And they take all this and overwhelm themselves about the different things that they have to provide. One of the most common one is letter of explanation. I never submitted that. I know a lot of persons that have never submitted it because it's not on their checklist. Also, don't use Derville's experience. So Derville's checklist is not your checklist.
A friend of mine did this, a friend of mine did that.
Yeah,
Your friend is not you.
exactly.
Do what you need to do.
And your checklist is generated based on the answers that you give to the question. So it will be suited for you. It's curated specifically for you and your situation.
Right.
All right. So that's it from us.
We can't do anything more. And
Can't
we're
be
happy
any
to
clearer.
help. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer for you.
Can't be no clearer than this.
Until next time, take care and see you.
Wanna share up the video now?
Happy
Share up the
application.
video, man.
Share, subscribe.
the video.
Share, subscribe. Share, subscribe.
We'll try to reach 1,000.
That's free too. Por favor.
Share the information. Bye. Food time.